I guess welcome back to a 17-year-old displays some Conlang tutorial on a PowerPoint presentation with your host Draconex. And if you couldn't tell, today we're going to be doing advanced script tips, or more of a tutorial to be honest. You'll see why. Firstly, we're going to be talking about naturalistic scripts. Let's travel way back in the past. You are on a farm, you own this farm, you have many cows, you've got 4 cows, look at all them cows, they're cool. And let's say you're the king of a land and you, for some reason, farm, and you want to brag about your friend from Wizard Kingdom. You've got this product, it'll probably be more papyrus than anything, but that's beside the point. Your first intuition, if you didn't really have a writing system, probably would just be cow 4, because like who wouldn't do that? I mean, it's pretty simple. But if you've got something more advanced to say, you'd probably want something else. Let's take 3 of the systems from last time and let's see what we can do about it. So logography might be the simple one to start off with. So you'd probably do something like I got, or I got, because they sound similar, you know. Cows 4, because you got cows 4. I goat cows 4, you know. Sounds similar. Pretty simple, you know. Firstly, you gotta bear with me because English hasn't really got the right words for the next 2 systems, so I've just had to sort of work with what I have. You'll see what I mean. Let's look at syllabary next. I got to. I mean, it's not exactly syllabary, but like, it's something. It's the best we can do. So, yeah, you'd maybe write something like that. And then for abjads, you'd do something like gut for cows. Well, I don't know, something like that. And obviously you change different things. This is the best I can do with English, because English doesn't have the right sort of language for these systems. But you'll notice there was no alphabet. What happened to that? Well, let's talk about the letter A, right? A in English comes from the Latin A, which comes from Greek alpha. I don't know what the Latin name is. I didn't do my research. It's beside the point. But those weren't the first, as you may know. Those 2 come from this, Aleph, in Phoenician. And you might think, but Drac, that's also part of an alphabet, maybe, perhaps. There's nothing about that. Maybe it was a syllabary, but it couldn't have been an abjad, right? Wrong. Aleph used to be a glottal stop in Phoenician. Used to represent that. But the Greeks, when they took the letter from Phoenician, they thought it was R instead. So, yeah. But that came from this letter in Proto-Sinaitic, which came from this letter, which was a hieroglyph. Guess what it means? It's a cow. Very good. But let's say you've got maybe a letter that you aren't using, or you need a letter for a sound you have, but something else doesn't. Well, you can steal letters or make new ones, I guess. Let's take Y, for example. This is a letter, and that got shortened to U in Latin. It was U and V, which stayed as U, V, and also W later down the line. And you can see that V stayed, and that also applies to Y, because obviously it exists in English now, and also some other languages. You can see that W is just 2 V's, so I don't know why we call it W. French calls it the correct name. I say double V. Good on you guys, you did great. English, not smart. So you're strolling through the woods and you find a rock, and you want to sort of carve out your legacy into this rock, and all you've got is a sword. You don't have any paper on you, and maybe you're making your alphabet, So this is a good example of why you should pick and choose and make sure you stick with the materials that your language and culture might have. So you wouldn't write it like this. This is way too curly. You wouldn't be able to do that with a sword. It'd be more like this. You recognize it? Yeah, it's obviously the alphabet that we use, but it's in the style of runes, and that's where runes came from. They were actually carved into stones with daggers and swords, and that's why they're all square and jaggedy. Fun fact, that's also where capital letters came from. They were also carved into rocks, and that's why they're all sort of mostly jaggedy, as you can see here. But what if you have like something like a paintbrush? Well, your letters might look more like this. It's the more flowy. This is literally the best font I could find. But what if you've got maybe a pen? Well, you might write it like... Well, then you probably also write it on paper. The same with paintbrush, but... And it might be like this if you have a fountain pen, or something like that. Or more like this if you had a ballpoint, like my king does down there, which is pretty nice. Another writing material that you might have is clay. So you might think, yeah, you know, you got to press something like a dagger into this, and so you'd probably carve some more jagged lines and straight lines into this. But you've also got another option. You might have a stylus, for example. This is cuneiform, and this started off as a logography as well, but it evolved into a syllabary, and they used a wedge-shaped stylus to press into the clay and make letters, which is actually awesome, and I quite like it. Thanks to these two amazing people for providing basically an in-depth guide on that part. I'm not that good at making naturalistic scripts. I don't really specialize in that, so yeah, thank you. But let's say you would prefer to have a script like right now. You don't really care about naturalism and it fitting into things, you just want one that looks good. Well, then your answer suggested that you might do something like this, which is just draw random squiggles and turn them into different letters. Thank you for the resource there. And if you want something else from Denyeranza, he's making a series, or plans to make a series, on languages like Vasant and God. But Denyeranza also suggests something else and is offering something pretty cool. If you want to learn some interesting things like Vasant and Litanikon and Vaisha and what is that? How do you... What? Yeah, so if you want some interesting languages like those, you can soon, hopefully, check out Denyeranza's series, which is in planning, I think, possibly in making. I'm not too sure on that. I just know it's hopefully going to be a thing. Channel link will be in the description if you want to look at some extreme langs such as these. So yeah, check that out. Some other tips from some people that have been left in the amino. This is where I actually got all the tips from today. I'm not going to read these because I can't read very well. So if you're interested, pause this, and yeah, thank you to these awesome people and the other ones in the video too. You guys are great. Thank you for suggesting them. Some other things I haven't mentioned yet. Firstly, our channel is currently sitting on 218 subscribers as of recording this video currently, which is absolutely fantastic. We smashed through 100, and on screen you'll see the message I sent to my Discord server. Quick segue, join the Discord server. We have some cool chats and stuff like that, and possibly games sometimes. You'll see us celebrating that achievement when 200 subs. 200 subs. 200 subs. You'll see us celebrating that achievement when we hit 200 subs. You guys are great. The Discord server is good fun. You should definitely join it. As well as the amino. I often post on there, mainly my videos, but I also post some questions if you want to submit any advice on helping out. that will possibly be in the Discord server too. In Discord server you can also suggest some video ideas and, you know, places like that. I also apologise for the lack of uploads recently. Well, I mean, I did say I would be cutting back on them, but things like college are now restarting, which has given me less time, and yeah, some other things. But I'm going to try my best. That does not mean I'm not going to upload anytime soon. I still have some showcases to do, and those are in the works. They just take a bit of time because I need to research them and things like that. Yeah. So I thank you for watching this video. It's been great making videos for you guys, and more high quality one this time. Thank you ever so much for watching this. Thank you so much for submitting the tips on how to do this in the Amino, and everyone in my Discord server who have been active and actually keeping the only server that I own doing well. I guess that doesn't really make sense. Keeping my Discord server alive. It's the only living Discord server I have, really, except for maybe the Conlang Amino one, but that's pretty dead too. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and we'll try and upload a bit more sometime soon. Oh, and streams too. I didn't mention that. I think my YouTube stream ban, which happened for no reason, my video appeal was accepted, and I have no community guideline strikes, but I'm still not able to stream. So I'm gonna say that yeah, I'll probably have to wait a few more weeks for the 90-day ban to be lifted. Otherwise, I might just stream on Twitch. I'll announce it either way on my channel. Yeah, so I'll probably play games or maybe make some Conlangs depending on what people like. But yeah, thanks again. I forgot I made this.